Hi, I'm Ann Barklow. I'm a horticulturist with Park Seed, and today we're going to show you how to get some of your warm season crops like tomatoes, bell peppers, and eggplants 4 to 6 weeks earlier. This is Park Seed's Kozy Coat, and I'm going to demonstrate how to put this over your tomato plants and keep them nice and toasty and warm through the cold weather until spring arrives. What I like to do before I plant my tomatoes is add a nice amendment on top of the soil. What I use is my homemade compost mixed half and half with Park Seed's Good Dirt soil conditioner. And what I do is I just take a few shovelfuls that I've mixed together here and add it on top of the soil. I'm not going to till it in, I'm only going to add it onto the top of the soil here. Oh, that looks beautiful. And then I go ahead and dig down. What I'm going to do with this tomato is I'm going to plant it very deep and cover up the stem. And I will show you how I do that. This is my agro paste tomato that I grew from seed in a cow pot, which is actually made from cow manure. This will dissolve into the soil, so I don't even have to take it off and disturb my roots at all. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these bottom leaves off of this tomato. And because I'm going to plant this all the way down into the soil. And the reason I do that is every place I cut one of those leaves off, roots are going to grow out of there. And more roots, more plant, more tomatoes. So here we go. We are going to take this, I'm going to have to dig that hole a little deeper now because I've got this very tall plant. So here we go, and I still have that compost and the good dirt all around here. And then I'll go ahead and place the entire pot and stem into this hole. And then I'll just fill it up and cover that whole stem. Okay, now I'm finishing up planting the tomato. I'm firming the soil around it, and I've got a little drip irrigation here in case I do need to water. And then I'm going to go ahead and put the Kozy Coat around it and fill it up with water. And I found the best way to do that first is to add a bucket around it. And that way it'll support the Kozy Coats while I'm filling them with water, and then I can just remove the bucket after I'm done. So the Kozy Coats come 3 in a package. So this is one, and you open it up and you just place it right over the bucket. You want to make sure you don't put it on the handle because then it makes it hard to get the bucket out. So you put it right there on there, and then you can start filling it up. And what I do is I fill it up on one side like so. And then I go to the other side and fill it up. And that helps give it a little bit of stability. And then I go to this side and fill it up. Now I use a attachment here that I can shut off, because if not, you're going to have a muddy mess. So I just go ahead and use one of these. I took the end off of this wand, and that just made it perfect to fill these up. Okay, and then you just go back and fill all of them the rest of the way up. Now the trick is too, if you only fill them about 2/3 of the way up, it'll create this teepee at the very top, and I'll demonstrate that to you. You can close it up at the top, or you can open it up on a very warm day and let some of the nice air in. These are wonderful because what happens is during the day, the sun warms the water up. And so you really have this like a heater inside where the tomato is. And it releases during the night. This will protect your tomatoes down to 16 degrees. And another thing I love about it is it protects them against wind up to 40 miles per hour. So I don't know about anybody else, but when I'm sleeping at night and I hear the wind howling and it's icy cold out, I know these Kozy coats are keeping my tomatoes warm, so I can go right to sleep and not worry a thing about it. I actually used these when I lived in California that doesn't even get frost, only because the warmth that it provides will help your tomatoes grow faster and stronger. So we are just about finished with filling these up. And you know, the red really helps plant growth too. You probably noticed that on some of the red mulches they use for tomatoes. So this also has that property to it. Well, we're just about done here. Oh, there's another one. You can fill these up. I know for me, I like to have my tomatoes as early as I can. So there you go. So the next thing you're gonna do is take out the bucket. And all you do is slowly lift it out. And there you have it. And here you have your Kozy coat. And one of the things I learned with these is if you want it to close in more, then what you can do is go down below and just kind of pull them out a little bit. And when you widen the bottom, it closes up the top. But maybe during a really warm day, you want to open it up, you can just kind of take it and lift it and bring them closer in and see it opens it up. So you have that capability too. And this warmth in here, sometimes in the early morning hours, I sneak out and put my hand in here because it's so warm and toasty. So it's a great way to get your tomatoes growing and have tomatoes at least 4 to 6 weeks earlier than anyone else, and to protect them while you're doing that. For other great products like this, visit us at parkseed.com or on our social media.